Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. My name is Walt, and in this video, we're going to talk about the first dividend yielding stock I am purchasing this year. Before we get started, I always like to answer two questions I feel are always important when buying stocks. Number one, what is the purpose I have for buying these new shares of stock? My purpose in this instance is to increase the number of dividend yielding shares of stock I currently have in my portfolio. Number two, how long am I intending to keep the shares of stock I purchase? My intent for this round of purchasing is going to be to keep them long term for decades. Now we have answered these questions, we now have direction for which stocks we should research. After my intense research, the stock I decided to purchase, my first stock of the 2019 calendar year, I decided will be Kroger. Kroger is one of the largest retailers in the US. The company operated approximately 2,800 supermarkets, 784 convenience stores, and 319 jewelry stores in 35 states. Kroger operates several other chains, including Ralph's, Fred Meyer, King Soopers, Fry's, Harris Teeter, and Food for Less. I'll go over some of the things that I reviewed when deciding to select this stock. The 52-week high and low provides me a snapshot of where the stock was at during its highest in the last year, as well as the opposite of the spectrum, its lowest. For me, since my intentions are to keep this stock for decades, I look at the 52-week high and low to determine if purchasing the stock right now, am I buying it closer to the low, which is ideal. In this case, since the stock is at $24.15 when I purchased my shares, it was closer to the low than the high. Then I review the number of years the stock's dividend experienced growth. Kroger has experienced 10 years of growth, which I find to be very acceptable. This company started providing dividends consecutively since 2006. And based on the financials, its presence in the market, I feel comfortable with where the company will be 40 years from now. My next review is looking at the equity summary from my online brokerage. In this instance, they have this stock listed as bearish, meaning they expect this stock is going to underperform or go down. Referring back to the 52-week high and low, based on that information, it did go down. But I feel like I was able to purchase my shares on its downswing. Overall, since I am purchasing this stock for the future dividends and will keep it for that reason, I am more concerned with the dividend payout increasing year over year. The final research item I will focus on from my brokerage tools will be the fundamental analysis. The valuation metrics combines fundamental data to determine if a company is overvalued or undervalued in relation to its peers. As we can see, Kroger is extremely undervalued, which I look at as an asset, which allowed for me to get more shares at a cheaper price. Inevitably, the share price will go up because at some point the value of Kroger will start to trend upward in relation to its peers. The quality metrics uses fundamental data to assess a company's overall earnings quality in relation to its peers. The earnings quality of Kroger in comparison to other companies in the market, in my opinion, is more than acceptable, especially for a company that I feel have a lot more room for growth and upside. The growth stability is an assessment of how stable the growth of earnings and cash flow has been over time. Kroger's growth stability leaves a bit to be desired, but I feel the other matrix more than make up for its current shortcomings. The financial health uses fundamental data to view the company's debt and interest obligations in comparison to its peers. To me, this is the most important metric of the analysis, and Kroger's financial health is very healthy. For me, my intent, as I stated before, is to keep the stock for dividends. The fact that the financial health of the company is doing so well in comparison to its peers makes me feel comfortable in assuming that dividends will continue to be paid out and increased annually. Overall, Kroger is one of the largest grocery stores, and they also have jewelry and convenience stores. They currently pay low dividends, but they definitely have a lot of room to grow. I think me being able to buy the stock at such a reasonable price and keeping it for years to come, the dividends will grow year over year, and it will definitely be a good investment. This does it for this video. Leave me a comment of what you think about Kroger and some of the stocks you purchased this year and some that you're excited about. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.